Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Spider Monkey Eats. Today I'm going to show you guys how I make a 3-ingredient healthy cookie. Okay, so it does not have to be dessert. It can be a pre-workout. It can be just a snack any time of day. Okay, we are going to do some limited ingredients, so that's why there's only going to be 3, and you're going to see how these come out amazing. And then I'm going to show you what else I normally will add into them. The 3-ingredient is good if you are maybe cooking for somebody who has a food allergy. I'm actually making these mainly for my nephew, Finn, who has a peanut allergy. So I wanted to make sure nothing had any potential cross-contamination. Okay, but I'm going to show you what I normally, if I'm cooking for myself or for others, what I'll add in and make these amazing. But this is the base anyways. So first I'm going to use a banana and a half. Okay, it's just going to be a smaller batch. You can always double ingredients, make more. The half I'm going to actually cut up into small pieces, and then the more ripe banana, you will see we're gonna mash it. Okay, so the more ripe, the better. So, well, I'll explain how normally when you would want to throw out the banana because you're like, it looks bad, that's perfect for baking with, even darker than that. So it makes it naturally sweeter just from being overly ripe. Alright, so we have our cut up bananas. We're going to put those in our little bin. And then this, you definitely want to put the banana down first because you want to be able to mash it in the bowl. So we're going to put that in there. We're going to take a fork. We're just gonna mash this down. So if this were even more ripe, this would be, you know, even easier to mash. The sugars start developing more the more ripe it is. So that's why it's good to bake with overly ripe bananas. You actually prefer them when most people, again, would get rid of them and think these are no good. So the reason why I do some of the chunks is because it's gonna give it more texture inside the cookie. If you guys have watched my other videos, big on texture. So I want some of the bigger chunks, and then I want the base to be mashed. So I have just my bananas there. Now I'm going to take my old-fashioned oats. So a lot of the time I'll even blend some up so to make it more powdery. If you want it just like a little bit lighter, but we're just gonna keep them whole. We're gonna use a cup of these. Or you can mix in maybe half old-fashioned, half quick. Since this is a little jar and my measuring cup's a little bit bigger, we're gonna pour. So the old-fashioned are nice because, again, I like that nice texture, so it's not gonna be too soft. But if you wanna break it up a little bit with a little bit of the oat powder, and that's as simple as blending it up. And then you have oat flour. Alright, so we're gonna put this just right in here. Okay. And then we are going to do a 1/4 cup. These are dark chocolate chips. So milk chocolate has obviously added milk to it, so more sugar, whereas dark chocolate actually does have natural health benefits. So I will go for the dark chocolate, and I've grown to like it and appreciate it. So we are going to use 1/4 cup. Oh, look how amazing. Who does not like dark chocolate? I'm sorry, but it's really good. If you start trying it, you'll start appreciating it if you haven't before. So roughly, we have our 1/4 cup here. Okay, we're gonna put that in. You can always double, add more. You know, these are yours to make your own. So we get this out of the way. We'll mix this up if you guys want to come stay. So sometimes I'll add, and I'll show you afterward, but if you want to add egg or applesauce, you know, there's all sorts of stuff we can add in here. So I want to like mash the bananas into here. Okay, I can add some cinnamon, but these are just 3 ingredients, and you'd be surprised that it makes a cookie. See how these start forming together? Trying to make sure everything's nice and evenly coated. and the chocolate chips are gonna break it up. So again, you could have these pre-workout, you can have it as dessert, snack, whatever you want to. Definitely healthy. The oats are gonna give you longer lasting energy. Okay, so it's not gonna be like a regular cookie with just sugar and flour. That will just like, you'll eat it and a few minutes later, you're like, oh, I'm still hungry, you know, and it's garbage that you're eating. So this is gonna be a lot healthier. So, what I already did over here is I have a parchment paper lined baking sheet. So if you guys never use parchment paper, it's phenomenal. Nothing will stick to this, so I actually don't have to spray it. So we are going to put our mini cookies right on here. So I made a small batch. That's why I only use, you know, the banana in half. But if I'm adding other stuff in here, I can make more. So we're just gonna, this is an ice cream scoop. Makes your life a lot easier, and it makes a consistent drop. So, boom. You know what? I can actually, sorry, we'll leave this right here. So no baking powder or baking soda. So they aren't going to spread out, like I mentioned. So we want to evenly space them, but we're just gonna flatten them a little bit to shape before putting them in. Because normal cookies, if they have the baking soda, baking powder, they will spread. And so you want them like 2 inches apart. You don't really have to, but just by nature, I guess, by course of habit, I spread them out, and you want them to be able to cook evenly around them anyways. So we'll get this last bit. And so we have 8 little cookies at the moment. So we can just kind of, maybe we want to flatter. You can use your hand if you want to. Back of the spoon. But again, they're not going to drop down, so how you leave them is how they're going to stay. The ice cream scoop is helpful because it makes them all the same size, so you know they're pretty much going to cook the same. We're going to put these in the oven. So the oven is preheated to 350. Again, I didn't have to spray this because I'm using parchment paper. It's not going to stick at all. And we're going to put them in for about 12 to 15 minutes. I am going to put them in for 12 first, check them out, and we'll see what's going on. At that point, I just want to lift up the bottom to check them and see if they're a little bit golden. I don't want them overly done either. They're going to be nice and soft because of the banana. So we're going to put these in and just set our timer for 12 minutes, and then I'm going to show you guys some other ingredients that I like to use. Alright, so that'll be 12 minutes. So, right over here. So a bunch of stuff that I will add in. Definitely almond butter. If you guys like peanut butter, you can do that. Sliced almonds if you want some crunch and texture. I have unsweetened applesauce. I'll use that a lot. It's a good mix with the banana, or if you don't have banana. So it's going to make it really moist without adding, you know, a bunch of extra unnecessary sugar. Then we have some ground cinnamon. That's good just to make some flavors pop. I have some maple syrup here. So that's just, you know, as good as it gets, really. Well, I'm sure it gets better, but it's no Aunt Jemima. Nothing against her, but I like the real deal. I have some flake coconut, so if you like coconut, you can add in stuff like that to give it more texture. I have some almond meal. So I'll use, like I mentioned before, oats in itself, but I'll mix it in. Maybe I blend up some, so it's oat flour, so I'll mix it in with some almond meal, almond flour, so you can get creative with it. I don't use white flour or white sugar in my cooking, that's just, or baking. I just have cut it out over the years, and you can get so creative. Like, this is all naturally sweetening it. And then I have some vanilla. So this will just give it a little bit of flavor, so about a tablespoon of vanilla. Baking soda, baking powder I will add in sometimes, so it'll allow it to spread a little bit, but still not a lot. And then coconut oil and some honey. So you have, you know, all these ways of making your cookies nice, delicious, different. You can add in maybe like walnuts. There's so many different things and options that you guys have, just depending on what you like. Again, I mentioned peanut butter, whatever you guys want. Other fresh fruits, you can throw different things into cookies. Maybe dried cranberries, raisins, because they're oatmeal cookies, whatever you want to do. But there's no white flour and no white sugar in these. So a lot healthier. Again, great pre-workout. All these ingredients, all healthy. You really can't go wrong. Nobody can say these are unhealthy. Obviously, you know, you can overeat. Still healthy, I mentioned that, because a lot of people, well, I'm eating healthy, how can I not lose weight? It's still full of calories, but they're good quality calories and better than you eating, you know, just sugar, junky stuff, processed stuff. So make your own, make it good, and we'll check back on these cookies when that timer goes off, 12 minutes, and we'll see if they're done. Alright, our 12-minute timer just went off. Looking a little golden, we shall see. So we got a spatula. I'm just gonna lift up. You know what? They can go, so see how they're a little bit light? I'm gonna put these back in for 2 more minutes. Okay? So that's why I said 12 to 15 minutes, so starting to get golden, but we're gonna put them back in for 2 more minutes, and then they should be good to go. So we'll check back on that final product. Alright, so 2 more minutes in. Again, we can do them as we like, but there's really nothing in here, like we didn't put egg or anything, so should be good to go. Let's lift up. Yeah, so they're staying together, but the thing is, I want to put them on a cooling rack so that they do not continue to necessarily cook. They'll be nice and soft, but they're keeping their shape. If you want them a little bit more golden, you can do so, but if you see on the side, they're starting to get that nice golden color. Check these cute little cookies out. Okay, nice and healthy. You can give these to your kids. They can take them to school. The best thing about the banana cookies is if I make them, I can literally stick them in the freezer and pull them out whenever I want to, so they're not sitting on the counter, you know, inclining you or tempting you to eat them all at once. You can keep them in the freezer, and you can just pull them out as you would like to eat them. And you could literally, I don't mind eating them right out of the freezer, or you can warm them up a little bit. But we'll come over here. Check these guys out. So 3 ingredients. We had our old-fashioned oats. We had a banana that we mashed and then also cut up some just for some separate chunks. Not necessary, but you can see like bigger pieces of banana. So that's where that flavor is going to come in. And then we did dark chocolate morsels. Okay, or dark chocolate chips, whatever you guys want. So these have been on our cooling rack. You want to just let them not kind of continue cooking. You don't want to leave them on the heat. I want to let them keep their shape by allowing them to cool. And we are going to try some of our cookie. I'm more of a, I'm going to break off a piece than bite into it. Really good. If you can see like the chocolate melty, and it's just enough crisp of the oats. 3 ingredients, that's it. If you can tell me this is not healthy, pre-workout, post-workout treat, this is phenomenal. Really good. The banana is all the sweetness you need. The dark chocolate chips add those little extra health benefits. And then the banana is good. Lots of potassium. So you guys can definitely make your own cookies at home. They're a great treat, especially this recipe with just the 3. Even if you make them for your kids, bring them to school. Peanut free, nothing at all has potentially even come in contact with peanuts. So very simple, very diverse, very easy to make, and you don't need any white flour, white sugar, anything like that. So if you guys are curious anything else I've maybe baked or something you might want to bake but a healthier version, definitely leave me a comment or question in the comment section if you guys like this video. If it's something you're going to try, definitely give this video a thumbs up so I know, because they're so simple and just almost perfect. They really are, just in themselves. If you guys don't want to miss any episodes of Spider Monkey Eats, definitely subscribe to our channel, Ultimate MMA Plus, and we will see you guys next time.